7, Camacho. Number 18, Ken Salado. Number 19, Tyler Teo. Number 20, Kenneth Duffin. Number 30, Gerald Lastimosa. Number 42, James Labut. Number 57, Alice Junicio. Number 65, Jen.
As we take a look at our referees here today, being Oliva, Marty, Montoya, Kenny, Halig, and si James Paez as we get going here.
Big time in their last game against Meralco.
Very big. Talking about the performance of Tyler Teo. We'll get the numbers in just a bit. Pero sumagot naman ang Magnolia TIMPLANG Hotshots. Tyler Teo, 22 points in that last game. And of course, a three-pointer from a certain Mark Baroka, who is happy to be home.
It is good in terms of his confidence level. Not that he really needs it. You know that he's still capable of launching big shots in crunch time situations. But in the last two games, he has struggled tremendously. We're talking about Mark Baroka's numbers. 5.5 points per ball game on a 15% shooting from the field. So good start for him in his very first shot. He already made it.
Mark Baroka now trying to assist his friend Chabacano. That is a three, stepping on the second arc. So that means, well, all Chabacano offense here for the Magnolia Hotshots.
That's right. It's very good para sa kanilang mga kababayan. It's been a while since the last time we played here in Zamboanga. So two players from Magnolia are playing. They're starting here for their team, both from Zamboanga, and someone who will come off the bench is R.R. Garcia, also a hero in their hometown.
Good shooting being shown here so far by both squads as the Phoenix Fieldmasters train the three in response. Of course, we were talking about Mark Baroka a while ago, Coach, and we just have to say a belated happy birthday po to Mark Baroka, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. And ka-birthday niya po si Coach Tony Boy Espinosa.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
All right, so Mark Baroka.
I think they celebrated there.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm sure it must have been a great party. Sagot yan ni Mark Baroka, by the way. Not a lot of times do we actually see a team have 26 less attempts than the other and still win a ball game.
Right, and the reason is because of their accuracy. I've mentioned that at the top of our coverage, that the biggest difference maker is this guy. The tendency of the D is Jason Perkins. You must really watch him on offense.
Mark Baroka almost a turnover, saves the possession, and gets the floater to fall. Asking for a pick from Ian Sangalang. Baroka goes using his left, scoring on Jason Perkins, and that is one of the moves that we've seen here in the PBA over and over again. As long as Ian can get to his left, the ball typically goes in.
The most important thing.
That's not quite there for Tyler Teo as we go the other way. Mark Baroka running the break, unable to score. Ian Sangalang keeping it alive. Here's Ian, trying to get away, and he uses his strength to push away Jason.
So you just can see whether you do something good or not. He will just rotate. He will just change the composition of his five inside. The guy who's playing the longest is this man. And the reason being is he's simply unstoppable. This guy has now scored a total of 9 points. And there is not much resistance on the interior defense of the Fuel Masters.
Jason Perkins now with the leather. And of the Kai Balungay and getting back to fall.
That is how strong this roster complement is for Coach Chito Victorero.
Boli open in the corner. That is typically the result.
So if you have a strong guy in the middle who can just score at will, that opens up a lot of scoring opportunities, wide open shots for the guards.
And a crafty look there coming from R.R. Garcia. First minutes on the floor for R.R. Garcia, first basket as well. On the other end, trying to make it back-to-back threes was Rome de la Rosa, but there's James Lapot. We talk about the size, that's what he brings.
And that is why it is important for Soyo to stay longer in the ball game. He has the height, he has the heft, he plays with so much physicality. He can limit those second chance options from James Lapot.
The Phoenix Fieldmasters have plenty of quality undersized big men. The only problem is that they're undersized.
Right.
Oh, that's a great push shot from R. Garcia, who is feeling it here in Zamboanga City.
There's a different kind of excitement playing before your home crowd.
Boli thought about it for a moment as we see a drive and the kick out to Rome de la Rosa in the corner, wide open, and that's good.
He had so much time taking that one. He likes that corner. He's a corner camper. If you give him that open look, chances are he's gonna nail it.
Here's Jason Perkins. Can also pass the rock very well, trying to back down Rome de la Rosa. And able to loop that shot over James Labot for the Magnolia Hotshots and the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Coach, we were talking a while ago how it, at least from the points in the paint category, sabi niya that, you know what, he's just there to do his role, which is to do all of the dirty things. And that's exactly the type of player that Coach Jamaica Harin wants. With a turnover here for Phoenix and a block from Simon Camacho. We were just talking about him. Camacho against Zamboanga again. A ball's on the floor. Kenneth Tuppin has it, and Kenneth Tuppin gets the turnover. Jay Azul. Oh, what a feed to Camacho, but the finish is not quite there. Naman si Paul Lee. Paul Lee, the spin, the emergency pass, and the good finish coming from the Magnolia Hotshots. See, but a foul on the drive. Let's watch that again. So Paul Lee with the spin, a very pretty spin, runs into trouble, and the emergency pass to Zave Lucero, who's able to get to it.
Interesting.
They had a problem with containing the point of attack, and were unable to stop any transition inside, as there's a foul of the three-point shot. Very impressive offensive quarter here for Magnolia. For Phoenix, a bit lacking in the defensive end. Mark Baroka wants to lash. Oh, and what a stop from Camacho. Just stuffing Mark Baroka. 13 out of 23 for the Magnolia Hotshots.
Not bad for Phoenix percentage-wise. That is 9 out of 16 also, for 56% of big basket to open up hostilities here in the second quarter.
Ian Sangalang is insisting to Coach Jamaica that he should challenge it. Let's take a look at this again. Jason Perkins with a 3-ball straight away.
Beat basket.
And that's actually a question I want to ask basketball nerds out there. Should you count screen assists also?
I think so. I think so.
Camacho. Ooh. And that's he is a very strange defensive sequences. He is known for mixing things up.
That's right.
On the defensive end.
You know, in college or even in high school basketball, you call it junk defense. And that is something that is causing a lot of confusion.
Well, it's always a great theater when it's Gavin Abueva against Jason Perkins. And that could be a screen assist. But Guy Malungay with the offensive rebound in the basket.
Oh, the activity is something that this guy has shown in this conference. Just again, making himself available for a possible putback 6-0 run for the Fuel Masters.
Oh, and ended by Zave Lucero. Pamatay sunog, that's the term for it, when you have that big a run and that big a shot.
Oh, such an enormous basket for the big man. And we've talked about his ability to shoot from the outside. His range for a big man is simply incredible.
And Misi getting away from the steal attempt. Wide open, Rome De La Rosa. Great find and great shot. 6-0 run a while ago for Phoenix. What about for Magnolia?
Down by just 2 points. And you know that their offense is clicking. They're playing great in terms of team offense. Cohesion is up there. But if
Mark Baroka outrunning Richie. Misi looking for 4, and he gets it.
Specialty.
But then unfortunately, I was born 3 months later. We have
that was 1990.
That was
I was
1990.
18 years old, yes.
As now we know yung age gap po natin. As Richie Rivero goes strong inside for 2.
Finally, a basket from Richie Rivero. Only his first 2 points. He had 20 points in the previous game. He needs to start scoring to get his team back in contention.
And you know, we all know the potential of Richie Rivero as a scorer. The question is the consistency. As Zave Lucero with another basket there, he has found that consistency from a scoring perspective, Coach. Richie Rivero with the turnover as Paul Lee has it. Paul Lee almost... We thought that the transition 3 was coming, and Richie Rivero, I think, slipped twice in this possession. As Ian Sangalang takes it strong inside for a basket and 1. Here's Paul Lee. Rome De La Rosa in the corner, and that one, miscommunication there. Richie Rivero taking strong inside, and that's a good finish from Richie. Sure. You know, Phoenix are one of the teams that really play all the way towards the end. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're going to try to win every single quarter. As Jerome Lastimosa unable to get going yet, and Paul Lee with an easy 2 after getting away from Rafi Verano.
That is a backbreaker. We're sounding like a broken record. They're allowing misses on the initial attempt. That means initially they're playing good defense. But the problem is they could not contain or control the defensive rebounds, allowing multiple opportunities for Magnolia to score.
That's a great defensive stop there coming from Zave Lucero. And you're absolutely right, Coach. It's really the offensive rebounding that has let them down as Paul Lee gets the shooter's bounce. Take a look at that again as this is a nice move here from Kai Balongay, but then stuffed there.
A master in terms of using the ball screens, but where is he in tonight's ball game? 22 points in the previous one against Meralco, but only 4 tonight. But in terms of his maturity, you know him attacking the basket. Fuel Masters dodged a bullet that time. And we're looking for this guy as if telling me, I'm still here. I'm present, Coach
He's heard
Ryan.
you, Coach. He's heard you. Tyler Teo going strong inside. Let's take a look at that again. May have gotten almost another offensive rebound, but taken away here by Phoenix. Verano going on the break. Gets one to fly by. Jason Perkins was an easy two.
Just keep on fighting. Continue to find ways to score and keep the deficit lower entering our halftime break.
12-point lead right now for the Magnolia Hotshots. Now remember, it wasn't. They answered a 6-0 run from Phoenix with a 6-0 run from themselves and really never looked back since then. And here's Rom De La Rosa taking strong inside. Another offensive rebound and the foul that will send Magnolia to the line. And that is in and out for the Magnolia Hotshots. Mark Baroka with the first attempt and he gets it back. Now going back to Ian Sangalang working against Daves. There's Mark Baroka off the pick. Push shot no good. Another offensive rebound. 3 opportunities here.
And how deflating is the situation. We just talked about the numbers. 14-4 in terms of second chance points. Advantage goes to Magnolia. Count another 2 points from second chance opportunity. If you want to compete against a high-level team, you have to play defense. You have to control the defensive rebounds, because failure to do so will result to an automatic loss. And that is how things are shaping up to be. Good thing that there was enough resistance.
Here is Zave Lucero on the drive, handing off to Mark Baroka. He'll try a triple and he'll get it. It's Mark Baroka now. On the break, Magnolia missing out here. They have the numbers advantage. Talking about Phoenix, can they take advantage though? Richie Rivero collapsing to Daves, and it falls kindly to Jason Perkins.
They have to do more up-tempo kind of basketball. They're having a hard time scoring against the half-court setup defense of Magnolia. Just chip away. They're down by 15. They have to make sure they make multiple stops and execute the right way on the other side.
Well, they do have the advantage in terms of fast break points here, but only slightly, 7-2. That's another good look there coming from Ian Sangalang. I don't think they'll be using it. Let's take a look at that again. Ian Sangalang on the interior. Good defense, better offense.
That's right. I mean, you did not allow him to go closer to the basket. There was no drop step, baseline for Ian Sangalang.
Hey, Ari Garcia, great fight in the two-man game. What a revelation he's been here for Phoenix, Coach Kai Balongay. It hasn't been the best of starts this conference for Phoenix, but Balongay has been a 58% clip for the Magnolia Hotshots, 11 of 19.
And a lot of three-pointers. And not only that, they're also now allowing a lot of perimeter jumpers off that floater from Mark Baroka, who has scored 5 points here in the third quarter to increase his total to 13 points.
Garcia trying triple, finally gets to go.
Oh, the hometown heroes are just playing good basketball.
No place like home for the Chapacanos.
This is not a safe lead for Magnolia. They're only up by 13. But for the Fuel Masters, they have to start making stops.
They have to, but then leaving Xavier Lucero wide open. Defensive effort here for the Phoenix Fuel Masters in that first. Communication is an issue from defensive end. They're really being torn apart.
The way Magnolia prepares against the defense of the Fuel Masters, if it's a zone, they have a certain attack. High-low play involving this guy right here on a high-low option, a Sif on cue. And every time there is a defense that is 2-3 or 1-2-2 zone defense or whatever double teaming scheme, they know exactly the weak side action. And don't look now. This is the biggest lead for Magnolia, which stands at 19.
You know, there was a time where we weren't sure if Ian Sangalang could get back into regular action. He had a series of injuries that he had to get over. And what an effort there from Jerome Lastimosa. But going back to Ian Sangalang, it's just so great to see him be so productive again for the Magnolia Hotshots. As Arum De La Rosa couldn't finish that, and take a look at the effort there from Kenneth.
3, they're 55%. Can you imagine them shooting better from 3 than from 2?
Alvin Abueva getting away. That was just so well done there by the Magnolia Chicken Templados Hotshot. Let's take a look at this again. Paul Lee will play provider here. Another miss there from Magnolia. Phoenix need to get going here if they want to go into the ball game by the 4th quarter. There's Garcia taking it strong inside. Amongst the teams who have played more than 3 games, or at least 3 games or more, Magnolia is the top defensive team. They only allow around 83 points per game. And at the rate they're going to hold Phoenix to lower than that.
And that is why it is not a surprise as to why they are 3-0 right now. And they've battled against quality teams so far.
Lucero being covered by Barangay. That was actually a good defensive stat from Kai. And Paul Lee driving strong inside against RJ Azul.
In front, no driving lanes for Paul Lee. He's not the same in terms of quickness.
It has been tough going for them since the halftime break. The adjustments have been working for Magnolia Hotshots as R. Garcia trying to force something, but Kai Balongay, right place, right time. He is a bloodhound on the get into the free throw line, or at least find a way to the free throw line. We saw that against Meralco. Kai Balongay taking it strong. That's a big boy move.
And why do you like that play? Because they set 2 cutters. The first one was actually a decoy. The second strong attack, the defense was not ready to guard him. Balongay was able to get to his sweet spot for another basket.
Again, we saw emotion from Kai Balongay. He does not like the position where they are at the moment. Oh, left wide open. And that's a basket and one.
They just know what to do. Defense was there. It was a double teaming scheme, which is correct from the his performance in their last game against Meralco, from 22 to 8, only on a 2 out of 7 shooting from the field.
Another offensive rebound was Mark Baroka. We always preach, just you can't really rush things too much. You have to execute every single possession you can get.
If they want to go off the ball, Save Lucero is there on cuts. 3-point shooting, 4-point shot, extra possessions, and now an unmolested basket. Communication is something that is lacking right now on the defensive end for the Fuel Masters, and that is a clear manifestation that they're lacking good defensive schemes and good defensive communication because nobody was even there to guard De La Rosa. Successful is the ability of the coaches to sell whatever program they want and for the players to buy into it. And this is so special the way Magnolia is playing right now, because you can just see their confidence level at an all-time high. They're just playing with a lot of confidence, energy, enthusiasm, and accuracy. So the freshness on the legs still very obvious because of the rotation of Coach Chito Victorero.
Oh, Mark Baroka getting it done again. Hits the deck hard. Rebound. They have the numbers here. What can they do with it? Chamanganti taking in Sangalang inside, and Kai Balongay is there again.
And attorney Charlie Cuna is not happy.
That is true, Coach. As we see Jason Perkins drive inside and get to the hard way. And already hard at work, by the way, talking about that under-16 team. So good luck to all of the young Aguilas members. And of course, good luck to Coach LA.
And I think my crystal ball will prove me right once again. Look at the number of points of Magnolia with that time left.
Until we're there, Coach, we're not celebrating. Here's Jason Perkins on the attack yet again against Rome De La Rosa. Putting that up, looking for the contact and the foul, but not getting it. And oh, Jason Perkins hits the deck. Peter Alfaro couldn't get it.
He's getting the minutes. He's still there inside. A treat for his hometown Kababayans.
And trying to make Coach Ryan's prediction formally correct of 110 points, at least for Magnolia. As R. Garcia gets a 3-pointer to trim it down to a 19-point lead.
It is a great gesture, a great promise by the PBA to make the PBA fans closer to you. It's not just you driving to Manila, flying to Manila to watch games in Metro Manila. What the PBA is doing is just making sure that you'll see it live. This is a good thing that the PBA is going to do on a more consistent basis, just traveling. The PBA on tour was a staple historically for the PBA. Usually we do it every Saturday. And
well, anyway, we saw shots outside of Zamboanga City as well. That's the site that will greet our players after this game ends. As another three-point basket for the Magnolia Hotshots. Escoto getting in scoring action as well. As R. Garcia trying to add on to his count here.
But what Coach Chito is doing is he's giving enough chances, enough playing time for his players to get used to playing in under the bright lights. Even Lapot.
They are not just top heavy. Everyone contributes. There are 5 players in double-digit scoring for this group as James Lapot gets another rebound here. Lapot in particular, or
for Phoenix, it's just really a difficult matchup against Magnolia. They're going to go down 1-3 in their first 4 games. And you take a look at our conference format. Out of the 12 teams, 4 will not advance. The middle 4 will have a harder time competing against the top 4 who will have a twice-to-beat advantage. So the short goal for teams like Phoenix, who are languishing in the cellar right now, is to pile up as many wins as possible just to make it to the top 8.
118 to 99. They will not add on to the count. Magnolia with here over the Phoenix Fieldmasters in Zamboanga City. Peter Alfaro, Mark Baroka, R.R. Garcia. A great homecoming for our Chabacano players.